Hi, my name is Joe Tristan. I'm the head water polo coach here at Penn State Behrend College. Today, in our alumni series, talking to various alums about just their life experiences that they have right now. Today we have Annie Lawrence, All-American, and former assistant coach Andy Sekulski. And there we have it.
Is this thing on? Joe, can you see
Annie
it?
Lawrence and Andrew Sekulski.
Yes.
Wow.
How are you guys doing?
We're, living.
I'm enjoying my 15 minutes in fame, baby. This is great.
There you go. That's all you can do. How's the new little one? How's the addition?
She's great. She's hanging out with us right now. Today's her birthday. She's 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come here, she wants to
Happy
be on,
birthday.
Yeah.
she wants to be on camera.
Yeah, bring her on.
Come here.
Oh,
you wanna
baby.
say hello? Say
Hi.
hi. So yeah, she turned her birthdays today and just been hanging out, and Andy's been working from home through all of this, and
Shout out to Rick Devine who just joined. What's up, man?
Yep. So Andy, what are you doing now?
Did you say Andy or Annie?
Andy.
Andy, I am an financial advisor with PNC Investments in Pittsburgh.
Okay. And Annie, what are you doing now? Obviously, you were coaching.
Yes. So right now, unfortunately, we're not, swimming or anything. We're doing Zoom workouts, but I coach for Bethel Park High School and Bethel Park Aquatics Club. So that's what I've been doing and hanging out with her.
And full-time mom.
Yes, full-time mom.
So that's great. So Andy, you're financial advisor working for PNC Bank. Annie, you're working Bethel Park swimming. Working with swim teams, and when you came in, you were a swimmer. You were recruited to Penn State Behrend as a swimmer, and you transitioned into the aspect of water polo, and you just kind of took off on that. And that was great for us because you did a lot of great things for us. And Andy, I still remember that conversation we had down in Florida.
Absolutely.
And I just said, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "I don't know." I said, "Well, do you want to be a graduate assistant coach and for Penn State Behrend?" And you're like, "Well, let me think about it." And I think the next day I got the email that said, "Hey, is it still available?"
Yeah.
You were a standout athlete, Andy, at Mercyhurst. Again, you were NCAA All-American. You were a Player of the Year there, and then you came over and you gave us a lot of your knowledge as an assistant coach at Penn State Behrend. Got your MBA at the same time. So the next question for both of you, and you guys can chime in as you see fit. How did Penn State Behrend prepare you guys for your careers and what you're doing now?
You all right if I take this one first?
Go for it.
First of all, couldn't have done it without Kane Ashton. He's my boy, my lefty. Awesome. Good to have you here with us, brother. So before Penn State Behrend, water polo had been the driving force in my life and really taught me what hard work could get you. Started, luckily, when I was 10 in the 4th grade at a community pool with some really dedicated coaches and parents. And worked my way through high school. Went to Mercyhurst basically for playing time and opportunity, and found out that I loved business as well. Lead up to the perfect conversation that we had in the no, I will not shave this beard, J-Rod. This beard is the quarantine beard. But combining the two passions in my life at the time, business and water polo. So you gave me an avenue to do both of those things, and now I have a MBA from Penn State University, and the Sam and Irene Black School of Business, I think, was some of the best schooling I've ever had in my entire life. not to mention leadership gained by helping you coach the team for the year. I can't thank Barron enough. And segue that to Joe Tristan, giving him my first big boy job opportunity with the Connect out of Erie. So, man, it couldn't have changed my life for the better. It was fantastic. And,
For me, so like you said, I was originally recruited for swimming, and just took the opportunity to get into polo. But that aside, the school gave me so much opportunity to succeed in different aspects of my life. Even though now I'm, coaching, being a psych major at Barron prepared me for dealing with high school kids and being a mom and so many aspects of your life that don't necessarily have to do with a 9-to-5 job for me, which was a huge plus. I grew up in State College, so I was around like the Penn State kind of system. But I went to Behrend, I felt so much connection with the professors and the athletes and just the people that I met when I was there being recruited that I never felt at anywhere else, and definitely felt more at home there than I did in State College at University Park. So for me, it was an awesome experience from an academic point, and then also being able to get into water polo and being able to be a part of that with all the girls, and it was just such a great experience.
Just in general, just seeing you guys grow, Annie, the 6 years, that you were there, the 4 years of athletics, the 2 years that when you came back to be an assistant coach for us, Andy, those two, actually you were only there for a year. You were just like, I'm out. But you guys taught me a lot just the same, and whatnot, and just in general of those things. So, this is not just necessarily a Penn State Behrend water polo question, and this could very well be much as a swimming question for you too, Annie. But I'm just going to say athletics in general. How did athletics, water polo and swimming, prepare you guys for your paths and what you're doing now?
Wow. The idea of just even getting up and having to be somewhere specific at 5:30 in the morning, really made me become a reliable, like, on-time person. I don't think there are many sports that you ask kids of, like, middle school age and up to do stuff like that. So for me, I started swimming summer league when I was like 9, and that morning practice was at like 7 a.m. So like, what other 9-year-olds are for summer break are going to a pool at 7 a.m. in the morning? So, it's from an early age that kind of just instilled the drive to want to, be on time, get things done, stay organized, and then just the grind. Like, you just keep grinding, you keep getting better. As someone who is, he is 6'5", so he's got all the advantage of being tall. I'm not very tall, and but I'm super determined, and I always love that aspect of swimming by, just grinding it out, taking it on, taking down the big girls, playing water polo, playing like whole D and being like, yeah, I got this. Like, I remember one of the parents said, some people might not like this on Instagram, but they were like, you smile like Heinz Ward. Like, you get punched and you're just like so pumped and happy about it. Yeah, because I'm just like, this is all part of the whole circle, and I'm just having a blast. So I think for, just as a person who loved athletics, I'm still involved in it through swimming, and some of my kids even want to play water polo. It's just such a big part of my life, and what has, turned me into a good wife, a good mom, a good friend. It's just so many aspects of it just come together. It's awesome. Midget.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kane.
Kane Ashton and J-Rob, the internet trolls that we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
For me, the answer is that without knowing it, and I've kind of reflected on this, I learned the value of hard work and pouring yourself into something completely. And when something's as fun as water polo, I don't think it's apparent that you're doing that in the moment, because I loved every minute of practice, 3 a days, whatever it was, a weightlifting session, a 6 a.m. practice, a 10 p.m. practice at Barron Pool. Doesn't matter. And you love to be in the water. So you don't really consider it, the amount of work that you're doing. But the rewards of that have kind of followed me all the way through high school, college, graduate school, and now through work. So, it's really tough to articulate just how those 4 snacks that you just shoved in your mouth. It's tough to articulate, but really you learn the value of hard work and committing yourself so completely to something.
Yeah, and and as Kane put it earlier, keeping to a schedule and teamwork and and all those things that come with that, and those are all things that we're trying to continue to strive for today, in the pool and in and out of the pool. So, Andy, I know you had a great playing career. Like I said, All-American, NCAA Player of the Year. You had a lot of things that you did really well at Mercyhurst. So for this question here, we're going to pull the Mercyhurst stuff aside, because I can guarantee you we have plenty of memorable moments that we had through Behrend, and whatnot. So, but for this question here, Andy and Annie, what is a memorable moment that you guys have about Penn State Behrend? And Annie, if you want to have one that is for water polo and swimming, that's fine. If it's a swimming one, that's fine. Andy, like I said, I know we got poodles and hot mustard and all that different types of things like that, Priuses and things like that. So we got a lot of memories that but you guys got to nail it down to one.
All right, I'm going to nail mine down to one about my wife. And it was her one specific drive coming in from the 6th position. She had a girl on her back, and she refused to drop the ball. So she took 3 monster strokes, holding the ball the whole time, and at the end, treaded up to her waist and full body shot at perfect near side corner for the goal. That to me sticks out as one of the greatest shots I've ever seen.
Thanks.
Right, Tonga?
That was a good one. I think that's on film somewhere.
Yeah. But
I'm sure I have it somewhere. Yeah.
When you asked me, the other one that popped into mind was the time I threw the clipboard and no one knew what I saw, but it was Ali getting punched in the head.
So
we definitely have that one on film.
Yeah. Well, just like to add to that, speaking of memories, that was my first time meeting him. We had all walked in when that happened, and we just see this assistant coach just going like crazy, and we're like, oh my God, who did Joe hire? Like, who is this guy? Not knowing like what had happened, and nobody knew, but that's a funny memory. Not my favorite memory, but one of the. For me, man, there's a lot, but I think, let's see.
Give that a kiss.
So I think swimming wise, it would have been when I broke the school and the school record for the 200 fly my junior year and got 3rd place at championships. That was probably my best swim that I've ever had. That was a really, really fun moment. And I also remember doing that, and I think Katie Van Epps was also in that final heat too. So that was really fun for us to be in that race together. For water polo, I think my senior year in general, I think that from what I remember, Kendall and I might have been the only 2 seniors.
I believe so.
And we had a really small group that year, girls. We had a lot of girls who, were very new to water polo. So I think it was a tough year, but I just remember having so much fun with all those girls because we were such a small group. We just got so close. And Mary Ellen and Paula, Paula was in my wedding. Like, Mary Ellen's still one of my really good friends. So to have those just that year and those memories that year were very special.
Yeah, because I believe you're 2012.
Yes.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, lots of great memories across the board. Andy, I remember we're at training trip and we're screaming at Garrett,
Yep.
just,
So
go faster. And he just said, keep it coming. And, and he went faster. So, I don't even think we had made complete sentences I think if I remember, Garrett was like, Andy, I don't even understand what you're saying. I don't even know if those are words. He's actually saying words, but they make no sense. But I don't even know. You're just but he loved it, whatnot. It was just hilarious. But also, this is a big one too, and I think this is a great memory too. Is being able to sit back and both of us being able to walk away with a third place finish at the D3 Eastern Championships. That was a huge component because, you were able to bring in a lot of information to the guys and they related to it. It helped me because I knew I could just say, Andy, go. And I didn't have to worry about you, and, the job was going to get done and I didn't have to hover over you and say, hey, do this or do that. I just said, hey, Andy, this is what we're working on. You said, I got it, and let's move. And, so that, that was a big experience in there. Annie, I was just looking at some stats here and, you're still in the, top 10 list in our season records for assists. Your career records are in, again, top 10 for our career records, top 10 for steals. You were just so aggressive in the water. And, watching you play and watching those things happen, I still have these pictures of that I pull up every so often just to kind of go back and look and see. And, a lot of these pictures of you stealing the ball, you were our sprinter too. You won tons of sprints and whatnot. And, that was also, some just watching you swim in the water, watching you go from somebody that never played the game to an All-American, and that was something that was just awesome because you took everything and you just went with it, no matter how much I yelled at you for, instead of taking that as oh my gosh, you just took it as, okay, I'm going to be better, and it did, and it worked out for you. And whatnot. Now, just seeing that is a huge memory for me. And it's another young lady, Jenna Zafang, who was a goalie. I don't know if did you play with Jenna?
Yeah, her senior year. I was
her senior year. And same thing with her. This was a young lady that didn't even know how to swim. Mm-hmm. Walks into my office and says, "Hey, can I play water polo?" I said, "You want to play goalie?" She says, "Sure, I'll give it a shot." And by the end, she's an All-American. So these are all just memories that I sit back and I'm like, just watching you guys grow. So I guess I have to then thank here Jay Grotti 45 here, because I guess he taught you everything
Really instrumental to my success.
Yeah, right.
That's Josh Rodriguez, by the way.
Yes.
Josh Rodriguez, okay. Josh Rodriguez, yes. So, and he must have given you some private lessons when you guys shared an apartment.
Oh, yes. Instrumental. Just the technique work that we really practiced there. Just couldn't thank him enough.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
So, but last question here. So, do you guys still keep in touch? I mean, obviously, Andy, you keep in touch with a lot of first years guys and friends and stuff. But do you still keep in touch with any of the old water polo guys from Barron that you coached that reach out, and whatnot? And same thing, Annie, whether it's swimming or water polo, do you still keep in touch with some of these athletes that you played or swam with?
Mostly through life events kind of thing. Mm-hmm. We see a lot of people at different weddings and everything, so a lot of reconnecting there. Communications get pretty tough when you've got a now toddler as of today running around, but we did see soon to be Father Bubba Mung from the swim team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had a little
summer.
picnic get together.
Yeah. I mean, I stay in touch with Julie Cook, who, ended up marrying my best friends from high school. So we're really close. Paula.
Love you, Kay.
Mary Ellen and I have talked a lot, especially recently. She just had her son. And obviously, we run into, people who, Jill Shambrowski, now Grant is one of my best friends who lives, not far from me now that we live in Pittsburgh. We keep in touch with a lot more, I think, kids who were from here who went to Barron and came back. For me especially, I have a lot of, girlfriends who I still talk to from swimming and water polo.
Okay. Well, good. Well, it's always great to keep in touch with you guys. And Andy, I just wanted to bring up too. I think this one of our sponsors was Dirty Mike and the Boys.
Wow.
And,
They used to break into Priuses, and now they're sponsoring us. I just couldn't thank them.
Guys, it was great talking to you. My name is Joe Chris, the head water polo coach here at Penn State Behrend. I have former assistant coaches Andy Sekulski and Annie Sekulski, Lawrence, something of that nature.
Condors. We're the Condors.
Yeah, we're the Condors.
The Condors. And All-American, both All-Americans, players for water polo. Thank you very much. Everybody say goodbye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You guys have a great day and stay safe.
It was
See you,
good
Joe,
seeing you.
Kay,
Bye.
and Nikki. Thanks for joining, brothers.